Hey guys, my name is Ben Howard. We're out here at North Greenville University to film a comparison video between the Anax and the Hallux from Discraft, or however you say it. I think I'm saying that right. If you haven't heard of the Hallux, this is the newest fairway driver in Ricky Wysocki's lineup with Discraft. And in a recent video, he literally said it's a better version of an Anax. So I figured we would come out here and test it out, see if he's right. And hopefully it comes through well on camera. These things are exactly the same. The only thing I really noticed is that this Anax does feel like it has a smaller rim. So like maybe it feels more like a 9-speed compared to the Hallux, which feels like a 10-speed. But I'm wondering if that's just because it has a little bit more dome to it too. But I figured what we would do today is play 9 holes out here, and whichever disc ends up winning the round will be given away to one of you on the comments. So if you want a chance to win one of these two, stay tuned to the end of the round. I also did bring an Avenger that I got also while I was at USDGC. I haven't got a chance to throw this yet, but this also feels exactly like these other two. So I figured I'd just bring it along and throw it alongside them just to see how it flies compared to these other two. But I think that's everything. So let's go and get in the round and see how these things fly. All right, guys, for hole one, got a par 3 at 237 feet. Basket straight ahead down this row of trees, you can see, but obviously we're not going for that line with these discs. I'm going to go through this gap on the right, try and go for a wide hyzer, let these things crash in. Let's see. I'll throw the Avenger first and see, so that way I can get warmed up and one of my first shots is with one of these two. But we'll say Ricky can go first out of the two. I guess I don't know. I don't think it really matters, but let's see. I don't think it's going to get back far enough left, but okay. It's like a 20-footer. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Hallux. I think that's how you say it. I have to go through some trees, but okay. About the same as the Avenger. Maybe a little bit farther. I think I threw it a little bit lower, if that makes sense. I threw that wider. It's probably not going to get back. Yeah, no, that's maybe close to like edge of circle. Okay, so the Anax also came up short, so you got more of like a 45-foot putt. I'm pretty sure the Hallux is like I said, right at 20, maybe 25 feet. Nope. Good height. Just need a little farther left. Oh, dang. All right, guys, for hole two, got a par 3, 285 feet. You can see the basket up on top of this hill. I think the best play for these discs is to go wide right on some hyzer and let the discs crash into the opposite side of the hill that we can see from the tee pad. I don't think I need to worry about these discs getting affected by the wind too much, but we do have a right to left wind, which might pick them up. If it picks them up too much, I could come in like over the hill and go really far left. So definitely don't want to do that. So it'll be nice to throw the Avenger out there and let it give us a wind read before we throw those other two. Ooh, hit right under it. Okay. Okay, so if I throw them just a little bit wider than that, that should be fine. Or early release it. And oh, you stick on the side of the hill and be 60 feet short. There we go. Down. Jeez, this is the exact same thing. Drop. Ooh. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the Avenger and the Anax were basically right on top of each other. Both of them right down here at the bottom of the hill. I got a 20-foot putt. Man. All right, guys, for hole 3, we got a par 3, 291 feet. Basket is straight ahead on the other side of this hill. Basically, all I'm trying to do on this one is throw this bush on the right. You can see it's kind of highlighted by the sun, and just let these discs fade by themselves. I don't think I'll need to throw them on any hyzer like I did in the last hole. I think I can just throw them all flat, and the overstability should carry them to the left before it gets to those bushes. I should have kept score with the Avenger because I think at this point it would have been winning. See if I can get this to those bushes before it starts to fade or not. That's inside. Ooh, that's really bad. Oh, that might actually got through the trees. Actually give me a putt, but that's not what I want. You need to throw them a lot wider. Now for the Hallux. Not quite what I meant when I said wider, but it should work. Never mind. Hit the bush. Well, it hit the front edge of the bush, so it might still be out in the open where I'll have a putt. But somewhere between those two shots is where I need to throw the Anax. Ooh, I like that. That's lower too. Oh, that should be parked. So it looks like the Hallux penetrated a little bit more into the bush than I was hoping it would have. So I'll see if I have any way to run this, but I doubt it. Well, I got a window to do a low spinny putt at it, but there's a chance. Not when you hit the brakes right in front of you. All right, guys, hole 4. We got a par 3, 240 feet. Just throwing them hyzer through this gap pretty much. I do need to take some power off, but I think I can just throw them either. Yeah, I'll probably throw them on touch a hyzer. Let's see, Alex got the box on that last hole. Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, both of those should be good. Okay, so I think that's the first time I really noticed a big difference between these two on a shot. Because it felt like the Anax had a little bit more push, and the Hallux had just a little bit more overstable finish. So it seems like if there is a difference between the two, the Hallux has just a bit more overstability, and the Anax just has a bit more glide. All right, guys, for hole 5, we got a par 3, 270 feet. Basket straight ahead up on this rock. But the biggest thing to pay attention to is it's on an island green. There's more room short than there is long. So we do want to land this short, have it scoot up to the basket. But I'm really just trying to decide if I want to throw these things flat or not. So we'll bust out the Avenger again, let it be the crash test dummy, and see what we need to do. It doesn't matter if you throw it into the ground. And it didn't skip, which I'm not surprised at that. This grass is super wet. Well, not so much for the Anax's wind read. I'm gonna try the same thing, but maybe not throw it quite as far to the right. Maybe like in between the basket and the right side of the island. Okay, that's at least on, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to run that putt or not. That's wider than I meant to throw it. Come on. That might have gone out of bounds long. Dang. Okay, so the Hallux was out of bounds, and from what I could tell, looking at the footage, I don't think it ever crossed inbounds. So I have to come back here to the drop zone, throw just a chip forehand hyzer into the green. I'm going with the forehand so that way that wind can kind of carry it back to the right. But just going to try and throw it the widest part of the island with this dump in. That's it. Oh, it's sad. Thank goodness. Okay, so this is where the Anax ended up. Gave me a straight tailwind putt. I'm going to have to put this really high in the basket. I want this to have a chance to go in. Nice. All right, guys, for hole 6, we got a par 4, 528 feet. The basket's actually over here on the right between the 4th and the 5th tree, but we do have a mando around these buildings you can see in front of us. So I'm just going to throw all 3 of them flat. Maybe not at the buildings, because I think that I can get to them. And that should open up like the back door forehand shot into the green. It's really tight, especially with the OB being the property line, which is just past this hill you can see in front of us. But that shouldn't be too bad with these discs. Let's see, we'll go with the Avenger again first, and then I think it's Anax, and then Hallux, something like that. I like it a little bit farther left than that, but that's pretty good. That's not bad, but that's not perfect. That'll be farther left. I got the skip too. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, because that is the distance to where I'm not really having to worry about going around the buildings at all. And I'm far enough to the left to where I can kind of just do a little chip hyzer shot. I'm not really having to push something straight into the gap to get down there for a birdie. All right, so I threw them almost on top of each other once again. And this is an interesting spot because I actually have the backhand hyzer route that's available, but it brings the mando into play, and plus you have to get really lucky if you want a chance for the birdie. Instead, what I'm going to have to do with the forehand on the left side, and the like that black tarp thing you can see, that marks the out of bounds. So I really need to make sure, if anything, I throw this on too much hyzer, get it to fade out early, give myself an easy up and down for par, instead of blasting it long and then having to make like a 40-footer for par. Let's see, Anax going first. Oh, that's unbelievably bad. Wow. Okay, it fell down at least. I was worried it's going to be stuck at the top of that tree. Hopefully I can make at least a little bit of an improvement with that Hallux, because that was nose up and awful. Well, fade hard. Ooh, barely got in bounds. That should be like probably like a 20-footer. Okay, so luckily I was able to find the Anax in the middle of that tree, but this is going to be a tough shot. So I'm just going to set you up as a catch cam, and hopefully you'll see a disc come flying in. That's annoying. I thought if I threw down a little bit of hyzer and threw it soft, it would give me a more of a curving skip. Instead, it gave me a straight skip, and somehow skipped over this wiring and everything. Right about here. All right, guys, for hole 7, got a par 3, 270 feet. You can see it straight ahead of us. only thing to pay attention to is the fact that it's tucked into the wood line. So if I really want a chance to get in there for a birdie, or at least to park it, I'm gonna have to hit like basically a coin slot in the air. I think I have hit like the ground just in front of the basket and skipped up in there. I think for the rest of the video we'll just stick to the Onyx and the Hallux. But the Hallux has the box again. I think I'm just gonna have to go out to the right of the basket and see if I can get this to fade in before it gets to the trees over there. It should be fine because it feels like we have like a head right to left wind, which if it's a head right to left wind, that means the trees should kind of block it once it gets closer to the basket. You shouldn't really have to worry about it too much. Swing, swing. Ah, dang. It's up there for a putt, but if I beat that tree, I'm going to have a much closer putt, I think. Ooh, that looks better. Go, go. Yeah. Ooh. Hopefully that was a good roll. We'll see. Okay, so that was a very good roll for the Onyx because it's 3 feet from the basket. So, got to make this, or else the Hallux will be back 2 strokes with 2 holes to play. Oh, man. All right, guys, for hole 8, we're going to play a new hole out here. I don't know the distance or anything on this one. I mean, I'm assuming it's a par 3, but pretty much off the tee, you either need to go through this gap you can see in front of us or go over the gap, with the basket being way off to the left, and it's pretty far. Like, I would say it might be like a 350-foot shot. So I'm going to try and go low through the gap. Onyx has the box. Yeah, we'll just try throwing it flat and see what happens. Ah, dang it. Ooh, that was a bad kick. That's what I was worried about, just pulling it. I think I know. Ah, that's early left. Get through. Oh, I did. Okay, that's probably not going to be a birdie, but that'll be an easy par at least. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was the one tree I was worried about hitting. From here, I've got a window. Just gotta hit this hard. Get this out there on a ton of hyzer. Go, go. Okay. Now you can sit. Roll back to it. Okay. Nice. That should be at least inside the circle, if not like a 20-foot putt. Okay, so the Hallux got way closer than I was thinking it was going to. I don't think I'm in the circle though. I think I'm just outside of it. 35, 40 feet. Slightly downhill, so should kind of bounce out. Fade. Oh, man, I had such good height on that too. If I did make that, I was gonna try and raptor leg it in, so I'm kind of glad I didn't make it because it would not have looked good. All right, guys, so I think this is technically now hole 10, but it'll be hole 9 for the video. This one's a par 4 at 450 feet. The basket's tucked about 100 feet into the woods on the left. If I get a hold of one of these things, I think I might be able to get myself down there into the green, maybe, but all I'm really trying to do is just throw these things hard because I really haven't felt like I've ripped into them like they deserve to be thrown. Let's see. I think the Hallux is behind by 1 stroke, and that could definitely happen on this hole, especially if I throw something early left. So let's see. It's got the box. My goal really at this point is just throw it wide and flat, rip it hard, and see how it flies if I hit it hard. Oh, that wind's carrying it though. Get up. Get go. Okay. That's either just a little short of the gap or right at the gap. So I'll probably have like a standstill forehand from there. That's low too. Push. Uh-oh. Well, I got kind of a counter skip, so that might not be as bad as I think it is, but that's kind of what I was worried about doing, is throwing them two inside and them getting in that corner. But I might have a step out forehand or something like that. We'll see. Okay, so this is where the Hallux ended up, and the Anax is in that corner. So it has a chance to get up and down for birdie, but it's not likely. Hallux has a chance to put some pressure on the Anax at the very least. Let's see. I have to go for like a baby flex forehand, kind of. Okay, it didn't quite come back like I wanted it to, but that should be a putt. Okay, so there's not really any way for me to film myself and the basket, so just gonna let y'all watch the fairway as I throw out. I'll have to throw a similar line to what I threw with the Hallux, but this is gonna be a lot tighter. I got a bunch of trees in my way. Oh yeah, go. Ooh, that looks good. All right, guys. Well, no surprise here. Looks like Paul beat Ricky once again. But I am happy with how these things turned out, because they aren't just clones of each other, really. I think they do have subtle differences. Like I talked about on hole 4, I think it was. The Onyx just has more of a push to it. It feels like it has more glide and doesn't really have that bite to it near the end. Whereas the Hallux, it feels like it's just a tick more stable, and it feels like it's a little bit faster. So I am wondering if when this comes out, this is going to have more like a Wraith's flight numbers. And I also had a much easier time forehanding this one compared to the Onyx. So I wouldn't say they're like the exact same disc or a copy of each other, but they are extremely similar. And I'm sure if you're somebody who throws as hard as Paul or Ricky does, you'll notice a lot more difference between these two. But for somebody like me, or especially people with less arm speed, I really don't think you're going to notice a huge difference. But with the Onyx winning, that means I'm going to be giving it away to one of y'all in the comments. So if you want to get into that, I just need you to go down, like, subscribe, and then tell me what disc in your bag would the Onyx replace. If you want to see another video similar to this, last week I filmed a video of me throwing the Melita versus the Joy. I'll make sure to put that in the corner if you want to check that out. But I'm also going to have some other disc reviews coming out with some stuff that I got while I was at USDGC. If that sounds interesting, please stay tuned. But thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and have a good one.